Sit back, relax, and join William and Lee on their journey through the strange and mysterious world.
Welcome to Season 2, Episode 6, Strange and Mysterious World. Tonight is just going to be a fun episode. We're going to be talking to Will about some of his camera antics with our friends, the Japanese. We'll go from there. You're currently shooting for that Japanese film thing. Before we get to that, that's Boy Kills World. I finished watching that about an hour ago.
Oh, nice.
It was very good. A little bit annoyed in certain places because the voice that they had for him, for the main character, didn't suit the character. It seemed almost like too, what's the word I'm looking for?
Like the Marlboro Man.
Yeah, it was like too amateur. I don't know. It was like it wasn't strong enough for that character, if that makes any sense. Okay. But the fight scenes were brilliant. The story was actually very good. Okay. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the movie.
You know why he got that? You know why I got that voice? Was because
from the game that they played. Him and his sister were playing in. Yeah. Okay,
cool. So did you know that I shot the second unit photography, or did you just see my name come up there and go, oh, I know?
No, because I was watching the film and I said to Tanya, I'm sure William was involved here somehow. And she says, oh, is this why you're watching the movie? I said, no, man, I'm sure. And then at the end, I saw your name. They don't say William, they say Will Connaughton. They didn't say William Connaughton, they said Will Connaughton. So I said, yeah, fuck, I knew it, man. So well done, man. That movie was actually pretty cool, except for the voice, but the movie was very good.
Oh, sweet, man.
And I see that the special effects were quite nice because that was filmed in Cape Town, eh?
Yeah. Everything was filmed.
Yeah, so you could actually see Cape Town, but they'd put other sort of futuristic buildings onto Cape Town.
I shot all of this, all of the special effects, all of the fight scenes, every single bit of explosion, fight, bullets, fucking whatever, wherever there was action, I was filming that stuff. Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, it was very good. I must say that. Well done, Will.
I did your director.
Accolades from my side, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it was quite a thing.
Yeah, cool. And now your Japanese thing. What's going on with that?
Yeah, no, that's finished now. So it was fun. It's just like
it's like a game show thing you were filming.
Oh yeah, no, dude, the stuff that we film sometimes. Oh my fuck, dude. Like the first Japanese TV series I did, right? They, I mean, it was like I just got into the film industry, so and I was just, my first, like I just not just got into the film industry, but I just started being like a camera, like a DAP, director of photography or whatever. Now I'm doing this Japanese TV series, and like I'm so excited, I'm on this Japanese TV show, and then the producer says to me, "Can we ship something to you? It's like a huge box." Like she says, and I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Let's just ship it to me, whatever. So this big box arrives at my house. Like it can't fit through the door. It's like 2 meters by 2 meters by 2 meters. So it can't fit. Yeah. It's like a fucking huge wooden box. They just come in there and they just drop it in the parking lot. I'm living in a complex. I'm actually sharing it with my best mate. We're sharing a flat together. And he like comes in, he goes, "What the fuck is this?" He's like irritated because there's this big in the parking lot, like the neighbors can't get past it or anything, and it's this thing. So I had to break this wooden thing open, and inside it is this massive giraffe costume, a massive elephant costume, and the elephant costume, I can just fit it through the fucking door, like I get it in. Now there's this huge elephant costume and a giraffe costume, zebra costume in the lounge. So now we can't even watch TV or anything because like there's these because there's huge things in the lounge. No one can use the living room anymore. So we go on the shoot. Now they want to use the elephant costume and they want to see how close they can. It's like Jackass. It's like a fucking Japan Jackass.
Oh fuck! So they get somebody dressed up in there to go to the elephant.
So they got the Japanese presenter. He gets into the elephant suit. Now they don't have another guy for the back, right? Yeah. So they asked this poor driver, like this guy, like I don't know how much they're paying him a day, probably like a few hundred grand. They ask him like, "Can you get?" He doesn't even know. Like he doesn't. He's just like, "People, please," because he's like, like making us a little bit of money, and maybe they'll give him an extra 100 rand for the day. But he doesn't know, like, fuck it, that his life's good. Because all he can see, he gets in the suit, he's the legs at the back, so he can just see this Japanese guy's bum. He's got his head in the Japanese bum, and they're like walking together in this fucking suit, and he doesn't know that he's probably his life's about to end. And they go, and I'm standing there with the camera in the back, they're trying to film it, and that they go next to the elephant, and they get closer, and this elephant just freaks out, and it starts going crazy, like, blowing its trumpet, flapping its ear, and it starts charging them. And now luckily there was a pond or something that was next to them, but there was no water in it, and they fell into this pond. So they fucking fell in the pond, and the elephant went straight past them. And then the next thing it could see, it could just see me, because I'm there in the background with the camera. So it started running up to me. I just dropped that camera, like the first time I ever dropped a camera in my life. I just fucking threw it on the floor, and I dived under these wooden like bar things. And I'm like, and then the elephant like settles down, and all the game rangers are like fucking after this elephant, trying to calm it down. And I came out of there. I was so shaky. My body was like, I'm fucking shaking. I can't even pick up the camera because I'm like shaking with adrenaline, because I thought I was going to fucking die. Then they had this Japanese guy, like they had the best Japanese makeup artist in Japan. He came out there, and they take the presenter away, and he's gone for like 3 hours, and he comes back, dude, and they've made his face look just like a tiger.
Shit. Yeah.
Just like a tiger. Like he looked like it was the most crazy thing. But then they put him in spandex, like with orange spandex with black stripes on him. So
yeah.
He looked so real on the face, but this ridiculously skinny like tiger with this spandex costume.
Body. Yeah.
So, but now we go to this like line, it's a big cat sanctuary. So, I mean, there's no tigers in South Africa, but at the sanctuary, they've got a tiger.
Yeah.
They want to see how close they can get to him with the tiger. So
that is there cage in between him and the tiger, or is it just open?
No. So we've got the tiger out. The tiger's cool with people. It's like we can just pet it or whatever. But now they put tiger there. But as soon as they put this guy in front of, like, near the tiger, I mean, the tiger was like 10 meters away, and they brought that guy out and they put him there, and the tiger just looked at this freak, and it just went for him, dude. This tiger the guy jumped into the tree, and he was like trying to climb this tree, and this tiger was fucking after him, and all the wranglers and all the tiger guys that own the tiger jumped on this tiger. They fucking wrestling this tiger. Shane, they had to spray that. I mean, I felt so bad. They sprayed the tiger with pepper spray because this fucking thing was about to kill this dude.
Yeah.
It's like fucking that guy was gonna die.
Yeah.
And then
these Japanese guys are funny, dude. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking at.
Then they got them in the giraffe suit, and they went up to the giraffes, and obviously the giraffes just ran away. So then they at the one lion park or whatever, they had hyenas, and hyenas have got the strongest jaws in the animal park. So they want to see if these hyenas are going to attack the guy in the zebra suit.
So it was in a zebra suit now.
No, so in a zebra suit with the driver.
Shit, yeah.
With
the driver.
The back of the car, smelling the Japanese presenter's bum again. The Japanese bum crack, like they both walk. And then they go. So the hyenas didn't want anything to do with this zebra costume. They were not even interested. So then they were like, how are we going to get So we had to go buy all this meat, and then they put meat on the costume, like all over the costume.
Oh, really?
So they wanted and I had some GoPros on the costume, whatever, and then the hyenas jumped on it and like started eating the meat, and like fucking ate the GoPro, chewed the GoPro to pieces. And then there was a crocodile suit. So now
I can just imagine this, dude. Yeah.
So now we're at the crocodile park. Now there's all these crocodiles all on the bank or whatever, and and I know a guy that lives in Namibia, like a game ranger. Like he has one arm because he was a bit of a windgat, and he was trying to show he was one of those clutch
trying to show off.
Yeah. Clutch jockey. He was, like driving the tourists around, showing in the game park, showing the gestation period of an elephant is 9 months, and all of that shit that they tell you in the game drive.
Yeah.
And then he went to the water where the crocs were, and he was trying to show his guests there. and he was next to the water, and the croc jumped out and just fucking bit his arm, just like this. Like in 1 second, it just snapped his arm right off.
Yeah.
With
Did that
one
twist?
bite. It just jumped out of the water and snapped his arm right off, and he had to be air flown out to Pretoria because it was I can't remember going for it was Pretoria to go get his boy to save him. So he's got one arm, and then also my not ex-girlfriend but ex-girlfriend, her father got eaten by a crocodile canoeing and on the Canani, I think he was canoeing somewhere in the
they're dangerous, those things, dude.
So this guy, he's now in a crocodile suit and he's going to these crocodiles, dude. And I'm in the pen and the crocodile thing there in the corner, like fucking as far away as I can from the crocs because I'm scared shit to eat them. And I'm just filming this guy and he's in the croc suit on his stomach, like crawling, like the crocodile head on his crocodile, like on his head. So he's on his stomach crawling towards the crocodiles like this.
Yeah.
And I can't believe these guys let us do this. I mean, I'm just thinking, fuck, if this was like in a first world country, they would be like, you fucking no.
They'd be arrested.
They're calling to the crocs. Lucky the crocs just got a fright and they all fucking ran into the water. But then it wasn't enough. So they went and they got a chicken and they tied the chicken onto the top of the croc suit's nose, like on the end of the nose. And then he went to the fucking water, and then the croc jumped out and grabbed the chicken on the fucking croc's nose and started pulling him into the water. And then they jump on him and fucking rip him out there, the whole thing came off his head, and the croc went into the water with the croc suit's head. that was the one.
So what is the show called? Can you die?
I don't know.
How quick can you die?
The next Japanese show that I did was that they came out. It was the same company, and they wanted to do. They bring in the magician, like this famous magician that to do magic tricks. They wanted to. We went to Malawi to go do these magic tricks. Something okay, cool, this cool, whatever. Then we go off there, but now we're driving to this place. We're going to the most rural place, like where these people probably never even seen white people before, and like we're driving in there, and I'm just thinking, oh my god, like this is actually pretty stupid what I'm doing now because. I mean, they're either going to think it's amazing or they're going to just think it's like witchcraft and we're going to get stoned or fucking beaten to death. So like, I don't know what this reaction that these people are going to have, because it's like this like in the sticks, like no electricity, fucking mud hut, Malawi.
Yeah.
Dude. And like I start saying, I'm getting really nervous. I'm thinking, oh my God, like are they going to fucking kill us because this is going to be so crazy. But luckily, once we set up and the people from the village came down, because it was probably the most exciting thing they've ever seen in like the whole existence of that tribe there. They were so excited to see what was going on that the people in the front were so involved in trying to hold the other people back because the other people in the back, like the whole village came crowding around us and they were all trying to get to the front to see what was going on. So the people in the front, were fighting them, the people trying to climb over them, and it was like mayhem, dude. Like so the people in the front couldn't even see what was going on because they were so busy trying to defend their position in the front to see what was going on that and the people couldn't see in the back because they were fighting trying to get to the front. So it was just this fucking mayhem, and no one actually saw any of the magic that was going on because they were all fighting trying to get to the front. So I was thankful for that. So that so then what the next thing was. They were like, they heard that the Malawians were the slowest walkers in the world. So they wanted to film the Malawians.
What? Okay. All right. Where are we going with the story? It's
pretty racist, but anyway. So now they wanted to film these guys walking. I mean, I'm thinking this is the most boring show in the world. Like, imagine just watching someone walk for entertainment. So anyway, but then they're filming these guys walking, but they're not walking slow enough. So now they had to tell the guys, no, you guys, you're not walking slow enough. Like, we want you to walk really slow.
Okay. So it's a bullshit story.
So that's what this is Japanese TV, man. So the same thing, they came out here now and they made this huge table that was like 5 meters high. And they wanted it's like this Japanese heater thing. It's like in Japan, like that, in your table you get a heater that you put underneath, and the tablecloth goes on and kind of insulates the inside of under the table, so when you're sitting there your legs can get warm or whatever. So they built one of these things in the bush and they wanted the animals to go in. That was the story. That's what we filmed.
How many days was that?
So we spent 1 week building this thing, like this the table. And 2 days filming it.
So, but at least you had work for a week.
Yeah, no, it was great. I mean, loved it. We were in
Shit.
the bush there, and like the elephant, some of the elephants walked into the thing, and there was like.
And then where next? From there, from here now. What's your next thing?
I'm currently doing a crime series for SABC, a crime, but this is hard because like you're filming these people stories of like, oh, their fucking daughter got killed by this dude, and
Oh, is it a true crime?
yeah, true crime. It's so depressing, dude.
Yeah.
And then you got to reenact. You got to reenact the fucking girl getting killed now. It's like so disturbing and horrible. I don't know how. I kind of find it fucking sick that we actually make these things, and also that people actually watch it. I'm thinking, Jesus, we are fucked as humans, because it's
Yeah, but it shows you because I actually, strange enough, so you say that there's a program called ID. That's I don't know if it's on Mnet or one of those things. It's called the ID channel, and they show you all these like things that where people have murdered their girlfriends, and it's like an American thing. I think there's ID American, ID UK, and exactly as that, people that were killed, it's true stories. They reenact. They do a whole lot of reenactments. But I find fascinating on how cruel somebody can be to somebody else. You know what I mean? It's like I don't understand what goes through somebody's mind to do half the stuff they do.
No, I mean,
but barring that, it's just fascinating how the cops catch them.
yeah, I
You know
mean,
what I mean? The investigation that they do to get into catching these
see.
guys, it's actually they're good at.
yeah,
These
I
guys
mean
are good.
that is intriguing. The investigation part that is quite like interesting, but I mean, as you say, I also doing these stories now. You know, I'm reading the scripts and filming it. I'm just thinking, all I can think about is it must be some kind of possession, like
Yeah.
a possession kind of thing, because like the stories. I mean, like also these guys like they kill their girlfriend and then they go and party and they have fun afterwards and they and it's
like nothing. Yeah.
like no, you possessed or something like.
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's almost like, do you remember we spoke about NPCs, non-playing characters? I think we've got that in the world. You know, if we're a simulation, if we're in a simulation like people think we are,
Yeah.
you've got characters in the game. You've got main characters and you've got NPCs. NPCs you can talk to them and but they like nothing in the story.
Yeah.
They don't mean anything in the story. So I was always wondering, maybe these guys are NPCs. They're like non-playing characters. They do the thing, and then you got the cops that go and catch them, and you know whatever the stories are. Because how do you not have some sort of morale or morals to think, Jesus, what have I done? It's like,
Yeah, no,
you know
sure.
what I mean? It's the worst thing. You go there and go and party, go have drinks with your friends, and you carry on like nothing's happened.
Yeah, it's so fucking crazy, dude.
I don't know.
It's like I used to watch like I mean, Making a Murder was quite phenomenal. I mean, like with the investigation, the court cases and that, because it doesn't really go much. You know, it's not very graphic or whatever. And also Jinxed was also very good, and like the staircase and the keepers. I mean, I used to watch like quite a few things like that, but then I watched the one where they've made the whole documentary of just camera footage from cops on their chest, and it was about a guy that killed his wife and his 2 daughters because he just wanted to go off with this other girl, and they made the whole movie from all of the investigation from the camera footage.
Yeah.
It was so disturbing after that because he killed he strangled those little girls and put them in this like tank outside the water tank, and the girls were like saying, "Daddy, why?" I mean, even talking about it, it's so because I've also got a daughter. I'm just thinking it's so fucking crazy. I couldn't actually watch the crime things after that because I was so actually traumatized by this guy and how fucking crazy it was. I was just like, I can't deal with it. I mean, talking about it now makes me so emotional, but so I can't actually watch. Now here I am filming the fucking thing, and you know, and you know what's so crazy is that when you do the reenactments, now you're directing like someone to strangle someone. So now they're busy, and it's like, you know, these kids, like they're 20 years old or whatever, the actors, and like the girl's getting strangled with this dude, and it doesn't look real enough. Now you're like, no, you got to like strangle her more, like you know, you got to like
Make it look more aggressive or something. Yeah.
So, and then like, you know, like, and then also you got to direct the sex scene, like you know, like you got to be sexual while you do it, and it's like, fuck, dude, it's so fucked up. So I
shit.
wonder about this job. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
But that's actually one thing about you must be actually quite, because you've seen like from like the worst side where things are like not so lacquer to your Japanese friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Where they just make these weirdest fucking photographs. And you're like, what the fuck? Who's actually going to watch this? Eh? But then you watch that. Have you ever seen that Takashi's Castle?
Yeah. That's quite fun.
Eh? That's like one of the best programs ever. That the guy that does the commentating, that British oak, he's like the funniest okay to listen to, man. But they come up with the weirdest stuff. Eh? So I'm sure that's just, that game show there, dude. Those oaks are lucky they didn't die.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's actually amazing. I mean, even the one guy, like he got off of this car, we were on the back of a bucky, and he wanted to go near the buffaloes. And I was like, dude, if you go near those fucking buffaloes, they will kill you. And the guy got off the car, he was like arrogant, like this
Japanese guy.
Japanese director. I've got a translator.
Director.
And then because he wanted the presenter to go as close to the buffalo as possible. And we were all saying, if you go near the buffalo, they're going to kill you. They will fucking kill you. And then we'd be talking to the translator, and the translator is telling to the director. So the director, he just gets off the bucky and he just starts going towards the buffaloes with his arms out, like windcut. And lucky that the buffaloes didn't do anything, but it was pretty scary, yeah.
I don't know, but it's you hear, okay, look, maybe coming from South Africa, it's a bit of a different thing, because we were, like I said, on this last weekend, we were away. It's in Nambiti in KZN. It's one of the there's 9 lodges on the game reserve. Awesome. It's got the big 5. Fantastic thing. But you've got to be so careful when even in the trucks, when the guys are taking you around, because it's dangerous, dude. I mean, you've got lions and shit that are all over the place. And then you have stories when you've got these foreigners that come across to South Africa, and they're driving around, like they're in Cape Town. You've got that elephant sanctuary. What's that place called?
In Cape Town, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
an elephant place there. But anyway, one of these, I think there's also, you've got a lion. There's a game reserve with lions and stuff there as well. And these Japanese guys go out to take photos, and they're like not seen again. Like the guys come around, they see these cars are empty, and they go and look, and they find an oak shoe, and they find a camera. The lions have charred them. I'm like thinking, seriously, you're dealing with wild animals. They're not pets. So I don't know what you think you're doing, but this is like dangerous turf, dude. You can't be doing shit like that.
No, my dad actually just maybe I think it was about 4 years ago. He was because he lives in Namibia now. Because he's a conservation consultant, so he's always in the bush.
Yeah.
Developing game reserves or whatever. And there's just outside of Etosha, he was working with one community there, trying to get the rights to do some tourism there. And he was sleeping in his tent because he would just pitch his tent next to the car, wherever he wanted to sleep for that night. But he didn't even put the cover over, because the tents have got like the mosquito net, and then it's got the water put over the top. So he just had the mosquito nets on the tent. And he's busy sleeping there. And it was his birthday, so my mom bought him a packet of biltong, and he had the biltong in the tent. And then he started hearing this like this funny noise around the tent, and like some like funny noises. And then he felt something, because he had his head against the netting, and he felt this thing like pushing against his head like this. So he gets up and he turns on the torch, and he shines it. And because it's a mosquito net, you can see through it, and he sees it's a fucking lion. And this lion shines the torch at the lion's face. The lion gets such a fright, it makes this huge noise, like roars, and it like jumps back. Now he's so freaked out, but my dad only has one leg, so he fucking rolls off of his stretcher onto the floor. Now he's lying on the floor, like next to his biltong, and he's thinking, he's like, it's only this fucking biltong what they're smelling. So they're after me. So now he's lying there, and and he says all he can think about is he to push the alarm button on his car keys, because someone told him that if you do that enough time, it'll set the alarm off. So now he's sitting there on the floor and he's pushing this key button. He's pushing it, pushing it, pushing it. And eventually the alarm goes off, and it goes off for a while, and then he lies there for like another like 15 or 20 minutes, and then eventually another car pulls up, because the people like over a few kilometers away heard the noise and they came to investigate, which is kind of weird, because like if I heard a noise of a car alarm, I wouldn't go fucking look. I'd just be like, car alarm going.
That's actually lucky they did it.
So they came, and then they looked around the tent, and they saw that it was 3 lines, because the spoor, they could see it, and they could see like where it came up to him and was smelling his head. Oh yeah, that's the thing, because he said it was pushing against his head, but he could smell this horrible smell, because obviously the line's fucking breath on his head, and that's what woke him up to look. But yeah, and then they could see all of the backtracking of the paws on the floor when it's got a fright, like how it scripted itself and ran backwards. So yeah, then he slept the rest of the night in the car.
But yeah, he's lucky, dude. He's lucky that nothing else happened in there.
Yeah.
Because I've heard a lot of guys getting attacked, polar bears attacking people in their tents.
Yeah.
They're ripping people apart. So yeah, you got to be so careful. I remember when I was in England, I was living in England the one time. Myself and Tanya were working at a pub, and one of the guys that you knew quite well, he would come in often and we'd talk about stuff. And when he first found out we're from South Africa, oh, you're from Africa. Yeah, he says, do you guys, when you wake up in the morning, do you see like there's a giraffe and stuff in your back garden? I'm like, fuck, dude. Where do you think we live, dude? Hey, because these guys are like, honestly, when you talk to people that you're from Africa, they all think that you live in a mud hut and that you've got like lions and a giraffe and stuff that walk around in the backyard. I said, dude, the closest place that's got a lion to us is probably like 3 hours away, man. We've got a bigger city than London, so in where we are. So I don't know where you think we live.
That's why I said you better take that thing like in our old intro, which is coming from South Africa, because I thought people overseas are going to think it's these two guys sitting in loincloths like in a mud hut, and we doing like these smoke signals and like somehow getting trapped in some bucket that sends electrical signal out into a computer across the world that makes a podcast. On our
fuck.
So, but it's funny because when I was living in Madagascar for a few years, and when we bought I remember the first time we brought our American friends there. And Madagascar is a fucked up place. I mean, that place is so. I mean, it's beyond third world. That's like 30th world.
That's quite close to us, though, man. How many k's off the coast?
It was a 3-hour plane ride from Joburg.
Yeah, because you got to go across Maputo and all that shit to get across there.
Yeah. So and we had some American. I mean, Madagascar is like it's a pretty shit place. I mean, that place is like poverty stricken. Anyway, so we brought our American friends because all of the American school there, the ambassadors and the diplomats that are American, they're children there. So we bring them over, and also in the flight, like we landed in Joburg Airport, and I remember the one girl, she's looking out the window and she's like, "Where's the monkeys? Where's the giraffe?" And I was like, "No, this is Joburg. I think the only things you're going to be scared of here is the people, man, because you take your wallets as you walk out of here."
Yeah, so that's it for your filming, eh? So when are you doing another Japanese film?
I don't know. I mean, it's funny because I've just done 2 in the last month. So the one before that was with they made, like, in Japan, there was these hot pools where people, Japanese, sit in there and have like a hot bath or whatever. So they made one like a very traditional style Japanese one, and they wanted to see what the animals would do with the bath. That's what we filmed.
Is this again out in the nature reserve?
Yeah.
Hey, what is their obsession with nature reserves? Because every single time you've had a shoot, it's been out. So what nature reserve do you go to?
Well, we went to it's called Glen Afric. It's like, it's in Hartbeespoort Dam. So it's like, an hour.
Oh, geez, you had to fly out all the way there.
No. So, well, I mean, I flew to Joburg, but then I just drove like,
Hartbeespoort.
Just outside of Joburg. So it's like an hour drive out of Joburg. And then this place called Glen Afric, and they do most of the wildlife photography in South Africa. It's like a big. Like, I mean, for, if anybody wants to film anything with animals, they would go there because they're
Okay.
like, habituated to humans and they're easy
So
to.
now what did they do? They put this pool up, and then what happened?
And then we put some night cameras up to watch what the animals would do with it. This was they came and looked at it, and they had a little sip of water. Fucking, that was it.
Hey, so you filmed that for how long? For how many days?
It was like 3 days.
So
But
you actually sat there filming for 3 days.
No, well, they did other things. They had a presenter, and the presenter would walk around and say, I can't hear I don't know what they're talking about because it's all in Japanese. And
Yeah.
What's funny about when they film with the Japanese film crew is that all the film crew, while they're filming, they're all laughing. Like they're laughing their heads off. Like the director's laughing. So I'm thinking how much, because I know on our film shoots, like if you make any noise, you get like fucking the death stare from hell. Like as soon as
So you got to be quiet.
As soon as the camera stop rolling, stop rolling, you get shat on from a dizzy height to shut the fuck up. And probably get fired twice. I'm just listening to all these Japanese film crew, they just like fucking laughing and talking and very different. I mean, I don't know if
Okay.
it's part of the show to make it like breaking the fourth wall or whatever. I don't know, but very different.
Okay, so that's good. At least you got a relationship with the guys. At least you got some work to do there.
Yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
This is very cool. I mean, like they're nice people. I love them.
Maybe love them too much. I mean, you got a friend that comes and visits.
Go into that.
Eh? Friend from Japan. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Now we will stop there. We won't go any further. So that was quite a funny episode there. Well, thanks, man. It's always great to hear your funny stories. I think it sometimes breaks the monotony of like being serious at times. So thanks for that, and hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Bit of a short one tonight. And we'll chat to you guys next week. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Will. Much appreciated.
Awesome, man. Cheers.